Hey, what's up, y'all? I hope you're doing well. Um, it was a good day. It was a really good day today. So I was asked to host one of a call that we do as a group. It's a tribe call with my NLP group, and I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. It was really cool. Um, and it was not much different than our typical calls, but I peppered it with a little bit of you know Joshua, I guess is the right way to put it. So at the end of the day, it was cool, and very grateful and fortunate to be a part of such a group of wonderful people who are growing and they're in support of one another. That's I think I have that, right. We all have our family units and our group of friends that kind of we connect with and have share our stories and kind of share our lives, right, and the experience of our lives. And for those of us who keep those relationships intact, I think the quality of life is so much better, right. It's just it's a beautiful thing, right, in the sense that when you're surrounded by people who really care about you and who really want to see you be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And the more of those relationships that you have, the better. So many times you see people become cynical over failed relationships or failed friendships and things like that, and they have a tendency to disassociate themselves somewhat with with other people, and you know I think that it's a beautiful thing when you start to embark on that path of creating a loving circle, right, and being a part of a community that is empowering and and supportive, and they hold you accountable, right, to kind of your own aspirations and the goals that you have, but doing so in a way that's constructive and in a way that is you know uh, therapeutic, right? Even though I should be using that word, but in a way that's therapeutic and beautiful and loving, man, and it just feels good. That just feels good, right? So, one of the things that I've been thinking about, or that we've been challenged to do, is to kind of just reach out to people, and in this time where a lot of people, slowly, I've talked about this before, right? Slowly turn kind of inward, and they're doing their normal routine, whether that's kind of defragging in front of a television or just reading a book or whatever. How cool would it be to get a call from someone that you haven't heard from in 10 years, right? Or how cool would it be to be able to reach out to a long lost friend, or somebody that you really care about and that you've just lost touch with because of life, right? And you've gotten so wrapped up in life. So I'm going to issue that challenge to everyone who watches this: is make an effort to go out and reach out and reconnect with some of your old friends, somebody that you might not have spoken to in a while, or otherwise. So that was the first part of what I wanted to talk about today, because it feels good and I'm happy about it. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is the transformational power of being able to do that type of work. And that type of work meaning being a uh, a person of support, right, for other people. It's amazing to me in the sense that we find ourselves often living our lives, and the way that society's structured, and the way that everything here in the United States and really across the world is structured, is this idea of having to work to live, and the responsibility that being an adult carries, as far as being a provider, whether you're male or female, right? Especially in today's day and age, right? We're all kind of burdened with this responsibility of success, or well, at first existence, and then, these internal desires to be successful, however we define that success. And in the process, we have a tendency to lose connection to the beautiful moments and experiences that are before us. And then, time goes on, and, we come to a place where we're looking back thinking, man, I wish I would have traveled more. I wish I would have invested more into that relationship. I wish I would have, hugged my babies more. I wish I would have, I wish. And, my hope is that, in hearing this, that each of you take the time to be aware that those things that you want while you're here, you can have, but you have to have them or take them or create them in the only time that you ever will have, which is now, right? So, for me, how that translates is kind of when this sense of, wanting to connect or wanting to, be in touch with someone or wanting to be an expression of love, I'll pick up the phone and I'll call my babies, or I'll pick up the phone and I'll call a friend, or, I'll talk to my mom, or I'll reach out to someone, or, I'll spend time, thinking about what that feels like to me and attempt to put that into words that might inspire people to recreate that for themselves, or inspire people to be an expression of that emotional, experience that I was having. And I think that that's a really good thing for the world. I think that that's a really, it's a noble cause. And, I'll say this, is that we never know the impact of the things that we say or what we do or the actions that we take. We never truly can understand the cascading impact that we're having on the world, because you just don't know what people are going through, right? We can, like I said, we're so caught up in our own existence that it's hard for us to take a step back and see the forest for the trees. And I think that, being able to do that occasionally, right, is really, really important. I remember when I was a kid, it didn't happen every weekend, but I grew up in Florida, Northwest Florida, and there was a park that was not too far away, and I was fortunate in that, I lived close to my grandparents, and all of my aunts and uncles were relatively close. Well, for the most part, most of them, the large majority of them were relatively close. So we had, cousins and family, just family. But, probably in summertime, and in the spring and the fall, I would say, we would all go out and hit the beach, right, or hit one of the parks as a family, and, throw food on the grill, and all the cousins would be playing, and the aunts and uncles would be reconnecting. We would invite family friends, and it would just be like these really cool, like, moments and these just beautiful kind of experiences. And, as the way that we've structured the fabric of our society, that has become, that interaction, I feel has become, just rare, right? I mean, you still see people do it, right? Getting together for a barbecue is a really, really cool thing. And before COVID-19, it was you would see people do it, right, for holidays and what have you. So I'm not saying that it's completely gone, but, that sense and that emotion and that, I don't know, the nostalgia of it, I wish was something that happened more and more often, for everyone, because there is something very magical and powerful in human connection. And I think now that we're seeing, the consequences, or kind of the ramifications related to this isolation thing, it's starting to become more and more apparent that there is, something beautiful and healing and powerful and redeeming in the idea of connection to our loved ones and our friends and the people that we care about. So do that, right? Do that. Be an expression of joy. Be an expression of love. Be an expression of kindness. Be an expression of forgiveness. Be an expression of truth and integrity and compassion and love and love and love to everyone that you love, and even to those that you don't. They need it too. All right, that's my message for today. I hope that that your families are well. I hope that you're well. I hope that everyone stays healthy. As always, if there's anything that I can do, please, 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 and I mean this wholeheartedly, please reach out to me. I will tell a quick story. So someone reached out to me, and I got in contact with this person, and the conversation was amazing, and it was beautiful, and they, I believe, walked away with some tools that they may not have had before that might be transformational in their lives. And if I can give that to everyone, then my purpose is served, right? I mean, if the work here is transformational and can really change the trajectory of someone's life, just one person's life, then this was all worthwhile. So, hey, listen, I love you guys. I'm glad that you're paying attention or you're watching. Don't be a stranger. Reach out if there's any suggestions that you have around kind of content that you want to see on this channel, or that you want to see me talk about. Let me know. I think you guys kind of get a feel for the channel that I'm creating and the information that I'm sharing. So don't be a stranger. I love you guys. All right, take care.